Welcome to Fractions Day 3. I want to review, before we do anything else, I want to review about fractions. Now, I have a question for you. If I break a shape into parts, can I make a fraction if the parts are all different sizes? If they're unequal, can I make a fraction out of that? Say it louder, I didn't hear you. Who said no? I knew it was you. Nice job. No, they have to be equal. What does equal mean? You're right. It means they're the same size. So fractions, the most important thing is that when you divide up a shape, they have to be the same size. Can we make fractions out of these? No. We can't make fractions out of these. They have to be the same size. Think about what would be fair. All right, so another review. How to make a fraction. My candy cane again. The bottom number is down. Do you remember this trick? So that is the denominator. The denominator, down. This number tells you what? Can you see my cat? It's one of those days. The denominator tells you, you're right, how many pieces I have in the whole. So I have one piece, two pieces, so I have two. The top number is the numerator. What does the numerator tell you? How many parts we're talking about. For us, a lot of it's going to be what we colored in or what shaded. So how many parts are colored in? You got it, just one. So we have 1 over 2, or we call it 1/2. Here's a question. Don't let me trick you. How many halves are in one whole? How many halves are in one whole? Let me find my... Did you answer it? Let's see. Keep that number in your head. So here's a half. Here's another half. How many halves are in a whole? How many? How many? Say it again. 2. There's 2 halves in a whole because we know there are 2 parts. Absolutely. Nice job. So there's 2 equal parts, and 2 parts make 1 whole for half. So your assignment was to draw some circles and rectangles and cut them, but not with scissors, right? With just a line, into halves. So here are some examples that I have. These are halves. We can say it's 1/2 or that we broke it into halves. Like we're going to cut the donut into halves, or the cookie, or the brownie, or the block. I don't know. Food's easier to cut. So I'm going with food. All right, so here's different ways to cut them in half. It doesn't matter which direction the line goes. It can go down, it can go across, it can go diagonal, as long as there's 2 parts and they are both equal. All right, so today we're going to take our halves and we are going to do something to them. Now we're going to take this half and cut it in half. Don't do this. I'm going to do this. And we're going to take the other half and cut it again. So, does this make my whole? Think if it's a pizza. Does that make the whole thing? No. What if I take the other ones? Does this make one whole? It does. Now, I have a question. Let's see if we can use these for fractions. Each part has to be what in order to be able to use them for a fraction? The most important part. Say it louder. Say it while jumping. Whisper it. Very nice job. They have to be equal or the same size in order to use them for fractions. So are these the same size? They do. They look like awesome little pieces of pizza. Okay, so how many equal parts do I have? Did you say 4? I thought that's what I heard. All right, so I have 2 on that side and 2 on this side to make one whole, right? These are wiggly. All right, so how many pieces do I have? You're right, 4. So would that go on the top, the numerator, or on down on the denominator? Which one is all of the pieces? You're right, that goes down. Did I lose my marker? Nope, that's right here next to my candy cane. All right, so if we have this, and we said I had 4 equal parts, right? I have these. So let's show it on here, 4 equal parts. I started with half. And then I cut my half in half. Does that look like what I had? How many equal parts are there? 4. What if I shaded one in? How many did I shade in? Good. Now, where does that number go in the fraction? The numerator or the denominator? You know it, the numerator, because the denominator is already there. So now we have 1 over 4. But what's that called? Because we didn't call 1 over 2 1 over 2. We called it something else. We called it 1/2, right? Or halves. What do we call this? 1/4. 1/4. So I shaded in 1/4 of this circle. Now there's another word, the fourths. So instead of just halves, I have fourths, but it's also called quarters. Do you think you know why it could be quarters? Well, think about how many parts are there? 4. So think about 4 quarters. I heard somebody say it. Football? Football has 4 quarters. Yeah. Who said that? $1? There's 4 quarters in one whole dollar. Yep. There's 4 quarters in a school year. You get the report cards. There's 4 quarters. There's 4 quarters in the basketball game, right? Because there's a half. Is there? It's been a while. 4 quarters, right, in the football game. So we can call them fourths or a quarter. So we can call this one 1/4 or 1/4 because there's 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter. But I only shaded 1 quarter. All right. So today I want you to work on the same thing we did with the halves, but this time with fourths or quarters. So you're going to need something to make your circle with. I still have that cup. I still have that candy, this rectangle, and I have the Jell-O again, this rectangle. So make sure, go get these. Whatever you used yesterday, you can use them again today. And then come right back with your paper and a pen, pencil, maybe something to color with, because we're going to shade in 1/4 or 1/4. All right, come right back. Hi, do you have all your stuff? All right, we're going to start with putting these quarters or these fourths together. I'm going to switch the camera and then hide that. So now we have these fourths. How can we put them together to make one whole? It's like a kind of simple puzzle. Think that? Well, that can't be a plate. Remember, it's a circle. Oh, look it. If I put 2 fourths together, I make a half. And then like maybe I could put these two together to make a half. Then I can put these together to make one whole. So how many quarters or how many fourths do I need to make one whole? Nice and loud. Did you say 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice work. Okay, so by fourths. All right, so we are going to be working on these again. I'm going to turn off the lights like last time because it's easier to see. Okay, so I drew the shapes already and I wrote, so this is fractions day 3, my name and the date, it's the 30th. This is the last day of April, guys. That's crazy. We haven't seen you in a month and a half. That's way too long. Okay, so our goal today is to divide these shapes into fourths or into quarters. Because remember, there's 4 quarters to a whole, and same with 4 fourths. So we're going to divide it into 4. The easiest way to start is to divide it into half. So I'm going to start right with half. That looks familiar, right? Now we're going to do it again, but the other direction. Halves. So it kind of looks like you're making what letter inside of here? Letter T. Yeah. So you have to make sure that these are still equal parts. Good work. Now, just like last time, you're going to take a crayon or a marker or just use your pencil and pick one of these, 1/4 or 1/4, to color in. I'm going to choose this one. All right, so how many parts are there altogether? Nice job, I heard you. 4. Does that go on the top, the numerator, or the denominator down? Nice job, it goes down. So 4. How many parts are shaded? Yeah, just 1. I colored 1 in, so that's the numerator. 1/4. Right, so now I just want you to keep going. What other ways can you divide these? Let's see, I'm going to go over here, cut it in half first. I did that last time. Oh, let me try this corner to this corner. How many, I'm leaving dots. How many equal parts did I make here? Nice job, 4. But wait, I didn't color anything in yet. Zoop, 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 zoop. And colored in. How many did I shade? 1. Nice job. Can you think of another way to divide it? Now, this one might be a challenge. Right, but let me show you something, another thing you can think about. And it works with rectangles and squares, but not with circles. So you have to be careful. So I could divide it in half this way, and to make a T, the diagonal made an X, but I could also divide it this way, almost like a graph or a ladder. And I could color in this one. What fraction am I showing here? How many did I shade in? How many pieces total? How many parts? How could you say this? What is this number? Good. What is another way to say this number? Good job. I heard you say 1/4 and I heard 1/4. Very nice work. Now, to be honest, there's only one other way to make the circle work. And that is to make your X. Super challenge if you can do it this way, if you can do something on here, but I really don't think there is because you can't divide it like this. Because if you did, look at this, would be a tiny piece. It wouldn't work. So you can just choose to color in a different section if you want. How many? My denominator down, and then I colored in 1/4 or 1/4. So your assignment is to trace at least 2 circles, because you won't need this third one because it'll be really hard to make. If you do a third one, you can cut it in half and then in half again and just color in a different section than you did the first time. So find different ways to show me 1/4 or 1/4. Okay. Fractions day 3. Your name. So practice. See if you can ask grown-up. How do you say this? See if you can quiz your grown-ups. See, they know 1/4, 1/4. What do they say? All right, so. Okay. So then next time we meet, see now it's really dark in here. Let me turn on the light. So next time we meet, we can put the different ways we broke this into fourths or quarters on here. All right. You do not have to turn anything in today. There are going to be some boom cards in the comments. So look in the comments for the boom cards. All right, have fun with those. Really work on quarters, fourths, and halves. I think there is one in there that talks about thirds. That's just breaking it up into 3. But we're not going to be really doing that for this time. Okay? Have fun. Think about how you're going to cut maybe your food or a snack into halves or fourths. And enjoy. Right? Get those boom cards going. And don't forget to do your Are You Ready also. Bye.